limit theorem for sequences. Limit theorems for sequences. First definition: a sequence Sn of real numbers is said to be bounded. A sequence of real numbers is said to be bounded if the set, all the elements of a sequence where n belongs to a set of all natural number is a bounded set. That is, when we can say that the given set is bounded if it is bounded below and bounded above. That is, if there exists a constant capital M such that modulus of Sn is less than or equal to m for all n. So in this case I can say that minus m is less than or equal to Sn is less than or equal to m for all n. This is the upper bound, this is the lower bound, therefore all the elements lies between these two real numbers, therefore the given sequence is bounded. Next, the theorem. Convergent sequences are bounded. Convergent sequences are bounded. Proof. Let us take a sequence which is convergent and we will prove that the sequence is bounded. Let Sn be a convergent sequence and converges to S. That is, when we can say that the sequence is convergent if the limit exists and converges to S, that is limit of Sn is equal to S. Now I am writing the definition. This implies for epsilon is equal to 1 which is greater than 0, there exists a capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. Epsilon is 1. I wrote just the definition, that is for each epsilon there exists capital N. For each epsilon means I can take epsilon is equal to 1 also. For epsilon equal to 1 which is greater than 1, for this epsilon there exists capital N such that after this capital N if I take any small n, modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. Epsilon I took as 1. Epsilon I took as 1. This implies n greater than capital N implies, since we know that modulus of Sn minus modulus of S is less than or equal to modulus of Sn minus S. Before the starting of the first unit I have discussed these inequalities. Modulus of A minus modulus of B is less than or equal to modulus of A minus B. And this one, for n greater than capital N, this value is less than 1 from the above. We will get. This implies n greater than capital N implies we got modulus of Sn minus modulus of S is less than 1. Now I am going to remove this modulus symbol. If I remove the modulus symbol, I will get that this implies n greater than capital N implies minus 1 less than modulus of Sn minus modulus of S less than 1. Therefore I am going to take the right inequality. Then for n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus modulus of S is less than 1. This implies for n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn is less than 1 plus modulus of S. This one says that if I take any small n value which is greater than capital N, that is capital N plus 1, N plus 2, any values which are greater than capital N, all those terms are less than this one. But I don't know the value still capital N. So let capital M is equal to maximum of the set modulus of S1, modulus of S2, so on till modulus of S capital N, S1, S2, so on till capital N. After capital N, if I take any term, I know that that term is, if I take n plus 1, n plus 1 is greater than n, then that term is less than this one. If I take n plus 2, that term is also less than this one. So I am writing 1 plus modulus of S. So what I did, I have to, according to definition, I have to check that all the terms of a sequence should be such that modulus of Sn is less than or equal to some real number. Now I know that after capital N, if I take any term, that term is less than this one. But I don't know about the terms before till capital N. So I took the maximum of modulus of S1, S2, so on till Sn. And after this one, if I take any term, that term is less than this one. So this says that if I take any modulus of Sn for all n, this will be less than or equal to the maximum term. If I take 1 is less than the maximum of this set. The definition of maximum says that all the elements of a set should be less than or equal to that one. So S1, S2, so on Sn. If I take any other number, that one is also less than the maximum, because that one is less than this one and this one is less than or equal to maximum. Therefore all the terms of a sequence is less than or equal to m. Therefore Sn is a bounded sequence. So I can say that every convergent sequence is bounded. Every convergent sequence is bounded. Now the next theorem. If the sequence Sn converges to S and K is in set of all real numbers, then the sequence K into Sn converges to Ks. That is, limit of K into Sn can be written as K into limit of Sn. If Sn is any sequence which converges to S, if I multiply any constant term to all the terms of a sequence, then that sequence converges to that constant into the limit. That is, limit of K into Sn can be written as, I can remove the K outside, K into limit of Sn. Proof. If I don't know the K value, maybe K is 0, maybe K is not equal to 0. If K is equal to 0, then here 0 into anything will be 0. Limit of 0 is 0. 0 into anything 0. Therefore LHS equal to RHS. Then the theorem is obvious. Now if K is not equal to 0, if K is equal to 0, the theorem is obvious. If K is not equal to 0, if K is not equal to 0, then K is either negative or positive, either less than 0 or greater than 0. Then K is less than 0 or K is greater than 0. In both the cases, modulus of K value, if K is negative also, modulus of K will be greater than 0. If K is greater than 0, then its also its modulus value is greater than 0. Now let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Given that the sequence Sn converges to S. That is, limit of Sn is equal to S. This implies I can write the definition, that is, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. Since the definition satisfy for each epsilon, even I can take epsilon by modulus of k. Here I am taking modulus of k because in this case we are dealing modulus of k is not equal to 0, that is greater than 0. So epsilon by non-negative as well as non-zero is positive. I can take here. If modulus of k becomes 0, I can't take here. So since here modulus of k is greater than 0, I can take. Then for this value of epsilon, the given definition also satisfies because the given sequence is convergent. Let us take this one as equation number 1. Now for n greater than capital N, consider modulus of Ksn minus Ks. This one I have to show less than epsilon. From this I can take k common, modulus of k into Sn minus S. This one can be written as modulus of k into modulus of Sn minus S. From equation number 1, this one is modulus of k into, this value is less than epsilon by modulus of k. Modulus of k get cancelled. We will get epsilon. Therefore, for n greater than capital N implies we are going to get modulus of Ksn minus Ks is less than epsilon. Therefore, the sequence Ksn converges to Ks. The sequence Ksn converges to sequence Ks. Now the next theorem. If Sn converges to S and Tn converges to T, then Sn plus Tn converges to S plus T. That is, limit of Sn plus Tn is equal to limit of Sn plus limit of Tn. If Sn is any sequence converges to S, Tn is any sequence converges to T, then sum of these two sequences, that is Sn plus Tn, converges to their sum of the limits, that is limit of Sn plus Tn is equal to limit of the sequence Sn plus limit of the sequence Tn. Now this one we are going to prove now. Proof. So given that the sequence Sn converges to S, the sequence Sn converges to S, and the sequence Tn converges to T, that is, when we can say that the sequence converges to S if the limit Sn is equal to S, and sequence Tn converges to T means limit of Tn is equal to T. Let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Since limit of Sn is equal to S, I am going to write the definition of a limit. For each epsilon, there exists capital N1 such that for n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. Since limit of Tn is equal to t, then again I am writing for each epsilon there exists n2 such that small n greater than capital N2 implies modulus of Tn minus T is less than epsilon. Let us take this one as equation number 1, this one as equation number 2. Let capital N is the maximum of N1 comma N2, N1 comma N2. Then for small n greater than capital N, if I take any small n which is greater than capital N, what is capital N? Capital N is the maximum of this two. If I take any small n greater than the maximum value, then it satisfies both this one and this one, because maximum is greater than or equal to n1, greater than or equal to this one, because maximum is the largest element of the set, biggest element of the set. If I take any element which is greater than the maximum, then it satisfies, then that element is also greater than or equal to both. Then this implies what you will get, modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon, as well as modulus of Tn minus T is less than epsilon by equation number 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now consider for n greater than capital N, consider modulus of Sn plus Tn minus S plus T, because I have to show that this sequence converges to this one. Now this one I can write as modulus of Sn plus Tn minus S minus T, minus S minus T. Now I am writing all the S terms one side, T terms one side. What you are going to get? Which is equal to modulus of Sn minus S plus Tn minus T. Now I am going to use the triangular inequality. I have already given a triangular inequality. This one is less than or equal to modulus of Sn minus S plus modulus of Tn minus T. Tn minus T. From equation number 3 and 4, for all those small n which are greater than n, this one is less than epsilon, this one is also less than epsilon. This one is less than epsilon plus this one is less than epsilon by 3 and 4. Now I have to show that this value is less than epsilon. This value is less than epsilon. To get here strictly less than epsilon, I have to get here epsilon plus epsilon going to become 2 epsilon. If I take epsilon by 2, epsilon by 2, epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2 will become epsilon. So here I am going to change something. Since the limit of the sequence Sn is yes, there exists capital N1 such that n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon by 2. Because the definition says that for each epsilon, even I can take epsilon by 2 is greater than 0. Here also I can take epsilon by 2. Therefore, here I can change epsilon by 2. Here I can change epsilon by 2. So, 3 and 4 becomes here epsilon by 2, which is equal to epsilon. Therefore, for n greater than capital N implies we got modulus of Sn plus Tn minus S plus T is less than epsilon. Therefore, the sequence Sn plus Tn converges to S plus T. That is, limit of Sn plus Tn is equal to S plus T. This one I can write as S is nothing but limit of Sn and T is nothing but limit of Tn. This is the sum of the limits. Means if we have any two sequences which are convergent, then sum of the sequences also converges to the sum of the limits, sum of the limits. Now the next theorem, if Sn is a sequence converges to S and Tn is a sequence converges to T, then Sn into Tn sequence converges to St. That is, limit of Sn Tn is equal to limit of Sn into limit of Tn. In the first theorem we have proved that if Sn converges to S, if I multiply any constant to the sequence, then I can remove that constant outside. In the above theorem we have learned that limit of sum of the sequence is equal to sum of the limits of the sequence. Now here, product of the sequence, if Sn converges to S, Tn converges to T, then product of the sequence converges to product of the limits. Product of the limits. Proof. Given that the sequence Sn converges to S. In this lecture, the first theorem we have proved that every convergent sequence is bounded. Since every convergent sequence is bounded, then this sequence is also bounded because it is a convergent sequence. Then the sequence Sn is bounded. So I can use the definition, that is, there exists a capital M which is greater than 0 such that modulus of Sn is less than or equal to M for all n. Equation number 1. All the terms is whose modulus is less than or equal to M from the definition of bounded sequence. Now this one I am going to use. Given that the sequence Tn converges to T, that is, limit of Tn is equal to T. This implies for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists capital N1 such that small n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of Tn minus T is less than epsilon. Since here for each epsilon, I can take here epsilon by 2m. Why I am taking m? This one we are going to get after few steps. We are going to get some simplification. In that simplification, it is easy to cancel those terms. Now here I can take m because m is strictly greater than 0. If m would become 0, I can't take this one. Since limit of the sequence Sn is equal to S, then from the definition, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists n2 such that small n greater than n2 implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon by 2 into modulus of T plus 1. Here I know that m is strictly greater than 0, therefore this one becomes epsilon by 2m greater than 0. But here, instead of modulus of T plus 1, if I take only modulus of T, I don't know whether the Tn sequence converges to T, but T is negative or positive or only equal to 0. If it is become 0, if I won't take plus 1, it can become 0. So that's the reason here, if it becomes 0 also, 0 plus 1 will become some number which is non-zero. Therefore epsilon by non-zero is a number. If I take epsilon by 0, it will become an undefined number. So that's the reason here I am going to take this one. Now let us take equation number 2, equation number 3. Let capital N is the maximum of n1 comma n2. Then for n greater than capital N implies if I take n is the maximum of these two, then this n is greater than n1 as well as greater than n2. Then this n satisfies this both. Therefore modulus of Tn minus T is less than epsilon by 2m, and modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon by 2 into modulus of T plus 1. Equation number 4, equation number 5, these two I wrote from 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Now consider for small n greater than capital N, consider what we have to prove. Modulus of Sn Tn minus St. This one I have to show less than epsilon. This one I can write as modulus of Sn Tn minus Snt plus Snt minus St. I just added and subtracted. If I add and subtract, again it will get cancelled, again we will get the same thing. Now this one I can write as modulus of, from these two I am going to take Sn common, Sn into Tn minus T. From these two I can take T common, T into Sn minus S. Sn minus S. Now I am going to use a triangular inequality, less than or equal to modulus of Sn into Tn minus T plus modulus of T into Sn minus S. Sn minus S. Now this one modulus of AB can be written as modulus of A into modulus of B. Similarly I am writing here. So what you are going to get? Which is equal to modulus of Sn into modulus of Tn minus T plus modulus of T into modulus of Sn minus S. This one is less than or equal to, modulus of Sn is less than or equal to m. From equation number 1 directly I can write modulus of T into modulus of Sn minus S by equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now equation number 4 and 5 says this one is less than m into, this one is modulus of Tn minus T is less than epsilon by 2m plus modulus of T, and this one is less than epsilon by 2 into modulus of T plus 1 by 4 and 5. By 4 and 5. Now m get cancelled, which is equal to epsilon by 2 plus this one can be written as epsilon into modulus of T by 2 into modulus of T plus 1. From these two I can take epsilon by 2 common. What are you going to get? 1 plus modulus of T by modulus of T plus 1. Modulus of T plus 1. Here you may understand why I took m here earlier. If I take m here, so that easily here it will get cancelled. And why I took this one, now I am going to explain here in the rough part. Since we know that modulus of T is always less than modulus of T plus 1. Modulus of T plus 1. This one modulus of T, if I add plus 1, that value, that is this one, is greater than this one. Now cross multiply modulus of T by modulus of T plus 1 is less than 1. So in place of this one I can write less than epsilon by 2 into 1 plus this one is less than 1, which is equal to epsilon by 2 into 2 get cancelled, we will get epsilon. Therefore for small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn Tn minus St, we got less than epsilon. Therefore the sequence Sn Tn converges to St, converges to St. Therefore limit of Sn Tn is equal to St. What is S? Limit of Sn. And what is T? Limit of Tn. Limit of Tn.